looking at the Red Pill Diaries. I'm throwing a thought out, see what I get back. Sometimes you get back stuff that, look, I'll entertain any idea always, and this is why I like to throw out new ideas. And I know that I myself said about what we could be facing in this world is setting us up for something like a fake alien invasion, right? So let's put my hypocrite hat on, or it's just an idea, you know what I mean? I'm going to say, what if, for example, there is an alien entity, whether it be from some other realm, some other universe, or it's been here all along and it's not even alien, it's actually just something we don't know about, so it's alien in the fact that we don't know about it. And of course, it would fill the gap for this evil that we know is going on around us, and that seems to be programming every man and his dog on the left and right, who can't argue, they can't rationalize themselves with anything. I've had again this morning some idiots. I said a pretty simple thing in a Scottish independence page. I support both the Scottish National Party and the Greens Party, and people keep on talking about this division that's taking place in Scotland between people on the yes side, the yes independent, which is the clear majority, but through fraud it gets made to look like a minority, as what happened in America recently. So and what the people say is, like, I just said, like, I'll still be giving SNP my vote. Does that sound like I'm against them? No, I'm giving them a vote. I'm with another party called the Greens, but I'm giving another party my vote. Hardly sounds like I'm being divisive and against them, does it? So using that, I said, I'll still be giving them a vote, and I really like Nicola, and I always liked Alex Salmond, who was the previous leader that gave us our own parliament. You know, he's made leaps and strides. And yet straight away when I give any criticism, I get attacked straight away for being a unionist, being a traitor, all this sort of stuff, by people who can't say, okay, what's of the 4 things I listed there. I said they need to pull their thumb out their arse, and they need to do these 4 different things. One of them was having solidarity and recognizing that other parties, like people like myself, vote for them. We lend them their votes. They need to get better at communication and letting us know what the fuck they're thinking, because right now, this is why people are getting pissed off with the Scottish National Party, including people in it, because they see all these mandates and all these opportunities that their government could have taken and they never took. So you're starting to think, are they controlled opposition like almost everything in this world is? Or are they just feckless, useless fucks? We don't know, but... So I listed these things down, and straight away I get attacked. I said, well, okay, what are you attacking? You're attacking me, but instead of attacking me, attack the idea. What is the thing you have a problem with? What do you think I'm a crazy person for saying? Why do you think I'm being divisive? No, attack the points. They can't do it. And then because I'll destroy them, because I destroy every troll, they'll end up calling me a unionist troll. It's like, hang on, you're the one who won't come to the table and explain yourself, and I'm trying to tell you why this division's happening, and I'm pointing it out from a kind of neutral source, someone who's given them my vote, you know, and yet you're still attacking me. The problem must be you. Maybe you're a unionist troll. You're the one who's sitting in this division because you won't listen to the other side. Well, the same thing's happening all around the world. It's happening in New Zealand. It's happening everywhere I've lived. It's happening. It's happening in America. And it's just like, well, how can this really be the case? And it brings me back to thinking about Obama, how his brain switched. Started out with certain ideas, kind of genuine socialist ideas. I don't like socialism, but I know there's some merit in socialism, so, you know, I know the good points. I'm not going to be one of those idiots who just says everything's bad about it just because it's not my thing. So yeah, then he just fell in line and started giving money to the banksters and stuff, and this just keeps on happening, and this happened in every country I can tell, really. Are we going to this one first? So basically, what I was thinking is, what if what's really going on here is that we've got mass psychological warfare going on? Whether it's from our governments, I don't think it is, because I'm looking at what the effects are. The effects are that we're being continually divided. I mentioned in many episodes, including the one where I spoke about would have been divided into propaganda channels like Gab and BitChute, and if you're going to be alt-right and you're going to be hating on Jews, you're going to be directed towards BitChute, so you can have that echo chamber to radicalize yourself. If you're a different type of bigot on the left side and you hate men, you're going to be directed towards Twitter, so that all these bigots are gonna basically, bigotry is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. It already is, right? So but what's the ultimate goal here? Understanding each country, they want to separate us, so we don't form, so we don't, when we divide, we can't rise up against the system, right? But why is it done on the global scale? Why are we now saber rattling again with Russia? Well, not we. Let's face it, Hillary Clinton, who just never gets that one out of her system, and same as Nancy Pelosi, back on the Russiagate agenda since Biden's in power, back to putting soldiers and stuff in Iraq and Syria, like warmongering and international terrorism, back to the agenda again that Trump had he hadn't ended, but he'd put some ends to some agendas there, and he hadn't started any new wars. Well, they just want to get straight back on that horse again and start, dropping bombs and stuff. That you can see it a mile off. So it just seems like what we've really got going on here is mind control. Because if you can't, it makes sense if you can program someone, right, to like a certain thought. Like, let's say you're going to like the color green, right? That's one thing. The color green, the color green, where everyone, I'll die for the color green, right? Why would you die for it? Does not compute, because that's what's happening right now. Anytime you get anyone to explain their delusionary state that they're in, they can't. Anytime you ask someone to, they can recognize something goes against the color green. And, how dare you against the color green? You're just a fucking blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're just this and that, whatever. You're a fucking, you're a traitor because you like the color green. I read somewhere in your post you said the word pink and then it got activated that it wasn't the color green that I'm programmed to like. And this is what it's like. Okay, can you explain what it is that I said? It does not compute. This is what's really happening. If you really look at it and it's the core essence of what's going on, we have a bunch of people that are, computer says no, the information is going in, the questions are going there, and there's this continual cognitive dissonance. And I know that word is overused in the last few years, but I will use it because it is relevant, and it is relevant to both sides. Both sides do have cognitive dissonance. They both don't see even when shown what they don't want to see, just because it's against their tribalism. And they don't even see that their tribalism is something that's being crafted for them to fall into, like a bunch of Muppets. And they're feeding their own enemy. It's just insane. That's what I'm seeing, is that the enemy has been fed from within itself. It's like a snowball. The enemy took took a handful of pebbles and threw them down a snowy hill, and then you've got a whole bunch of competing snowballs getting bigger and bigger, smashing into each other. Anyway, that's what the way I'm seeing it. Tell me what you think. I know that one guy will take it back to the biblical references. Look, I think that's a bit of a cop-out. Please have more thought than that. I like people to think independently. I don't like indoctrination. And, because we want to go down that track, you want to go ignoring, like, I don't know, the physical world and just say that, the physical world doesn't actually exist. And fair enough, maybe it doesn't. If you're going to say that the history of the universe is only 6,000 years old, come on, just fucking wake up. It just started 6,000 years ago. Okay, why? What was there before it? Just get back to those existential questions again. I think it really is a cop-out choosing religion. Although I do go, obviously, reference things like the Tower of Babel. I've referenced many times because of the parallels you can draw between what we're seeing and what's happening in the world. Same as Book of Revelations, the other guy also mentioned, and also Book of Enoch, or the books of Enoch. There's stuff there, but I do believe that it's recycled stuff that comes from previous civilizations. I don't believe these previous civilizations are things that are put there like dinosaur bones to test your faith. I mean, I don't believe that if there is a God, that it's something that's a separate floating around entity that's super intelligent and yet is pathetic enough to have to require our worship. I think that if these things exist, they're better than what we make out. So I don't buy the biblical reference to what these things are. So please don't give the cop-out answer. Have something you think about, or else just let's make this a quiet post that goes nowhere like the rest of them do because of the shadow banning. All right, take care. Bye. Have a good weekend.